Still have enough time?
Oh, I think we're live. I know. Wow. We're live.
Okay, we're live. We're just a minute early, I think, but that's all right. Let's please stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good morning. Oh, I have my thing here. I'll call the meeting to order. All right, to start off today, is there any public comment on any subject not on the agenda that the Commission has jurisdiction over? Any public comments?
I have something.
Okay.
Just to let everybody know, Crow Creek Road has reopened. The Forest Service is now going to start working on Weston and Weasel Creek. So on those areas, there may be temporary closures. And we'll try to put this on our website. That's all.
Perfect. Thank you. They're working on, which one next? I think
Weston and Weasel Creek.
Weston Weasel. That's what you said. Sorry. Thank you.
I don't have exact details.
Okay. But they've done a great job. They're going through it pretty fast, and I think they've been giving us some consistent updates. Mm-hmm. Okay, is there any other public comment? All right. I just want to remind everybody, too, if you come up to the podium, please state and spell your name for the record. Okay, first item on the agenda, discussion decision. Kevin Bratcher, County Attorney, agreement for advanced training education benefit for obtaining a paralegal certificate for Hannah Roser, not to exceed $2,642.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. County Attorney Kevin Bratcher, Bratcher. And yes, this is an agreement basically for my office to cover the cost of Hannah, my secretary, getting her paralegal certificate. And so that'd be coming out of the county attorney's office budget. And as a part of this agreement is she's going to, I would anticipate her working longer, but at a minimum she has to work 12 months at our office after completion. And if she doesn't, or if she is terminated for cause, or if she quits, she'll have to repay the county the cost of the certificate. And that is what is laid out in this agreement.
Okay. It's exciting that she's going to do this. I know it's been discussed for a while.
Yes.
What does having the paralegal certificate, it allows her to do a lot more?
Yes, so it is, it will basically sort of more teaching her and allow her to do more legal writing, more complex motions and stuff like that, just sort of help with the overall office efficiency with sort of like basically I'd be able to tell her like, hey Hannah, I need you to write a more sort of complex motion with a little bit of legal analysis, not quite legal lawyer work to that level, but more complicated than some of the stuff she does now. Like if we need to bring somebody over from another jail or from the prison, she can write a motion and say, Your Honor, please issue an order to transport this person from jail A or Deer Lodge to Broadwater County Jail. So stuff more complex than that.
Okay. I think that's going to be, excuse me, really helpful for you guys. Save some time for the attorneys that you guys have a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
That's unfortunate, but it's true. Okay, I did see in here, if the employee breaches the agreement is terminated, they'll repay to the employer the full cost and any other cost paid by the employer. So did anybody else have any thoughts on this?
I did not.
This spells it out completely. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm excited
It's like
for
a
it.
lawyer wrote it.
Yeah. Right. Okay, is there a motion?
I would move to approve the agreement
for advanced training education benefit for obtaining a paralegal certificate for Hannah Rouser not to exceed $2,642.
I will second that motion.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve the agreement for advanced training education benefit for obtaining a paralegal certificate for Hannah Rouser not to exceed $2,642. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I will sign that for you right now. How about?
And then I'll hand signs it. I will get copies to y'all.
Okay, perfect.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good morning.
You too, thank you.
All right, next up is discussion decision, Broadwater County Airport, size, design, and order of build for new hangars. Come on up, Dwight, come on up.
Good morning, Dwight Thompson, the airport manager, THOMPSON. This is my first time talking to the full commission representing the airport. And as you know, we got a big project going on out there. And I was lucky enough to twist the contractor, Buster Bullock, into coming and giving us the straight from the horse's mouth, the latest update. And I just want to make a couple of comments before I have Buster come up. You know, the runway is not changing the footprint. It's the same size as it was before, and bigger is not always better. And the airport board has looked into. So we do have room to we could have went bigger and stuff, but I think the board was very diligent in looking at other airports around the area and keeping our airport at a size that we can maintain and get medical ambulances and stuff in here without creating a bigger problem. One thing, there's always some delays, and I am really confident that I've been told from RPA that you hear the comment that good enough is not good enough, and I think we can see that with the construction that's going on out there. The delays have been because they are making sure that quality is going into this airport, and I think what we're going to see is we're going to have an airport that's going to be lasting for many, many years down the road, which is a good deal. One of the things that with all these projects we always see is the maintenance that we have on a yearly, and the airport board and the county has done a really good job in the past maintaining the airport that we had, but it just wore out. It just was time to start over and get a new one. One of the things that Townsend had or didn't have was a drain tile. We're probably one of the last airports around that didn't have a drain tile put in, and this construction company is putting that in. It takes a little bit longer, and so getting all that stuff going. So
What did you say it was? I'm sorry.
so a drain tile, a way to drain off the moisture
Okay.
from around, so when freezing and stuff doesn't erode and cause frost heaves and stuff in there. And Buster will probably give you a little bit more. That's over my head on how that works. But with that, I'll let Buster Bullock come up and tell you about what's going on with the airport.
Buster Bullock, B-U-L-L-O-C-K. Thanks, Commission, for letting me speak. I don't know how deep in the weeds you want me to get on schedule, but the runway, we are excavated down, final grade, and is accepting gravel as we speak. We've probably got 2 weeks of gravel, and our plan is to start paving on the 11th of August, which is, we believe is an 8-day process, depending on the rainstorms and a few things that go on. Edge drains are complete, and that's what he was alluding to as far as being able to drain the airport as it runs off the taxiway. Electrical, lighting, and that stuff is all underway, and I would say that our completion would be the end of August. We'd like to be pretty much down to doing some seeding, which we'll have to wait till October-ish to get a seeding window. I think in general, that's an update of the airport. Any questions as far as what all that means, or?
I don't have any. No.
I don't have any
Thank you very
questions.
much.
Okay.
We've had a lot of questions about it, so it's been nice to have Dwight out there. And I
And
appreciate
anybody's
you
more than
coming.
welcome. If you guys want
Yeah.
to come out and take a tour, we'd be more than happy to tour you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Commissioner.
We'll let you go.
Yeah, you can go. You're, no, back to work. You were fine.
Work.
Yeah.
Well, I was out there this morning, and it is a beehive. I really encourage you to take a trip and go out there and see the progress that's going on out there. It's very, very busy. It's exciting. And so the bigger improvements, the runway, like I said, is going to stay the same. The two enlargements is one is the ramp area, and then also a taxiway that allow us to have more hangars. Our neighbors, Belgrade, Bozeman, and Three Forks, and Helena are all out of room for hangars, and so airplane owners are looking at, leasing some ground from us to build a hangar and such, and the board's looking at ways to make sure that somebody puts in a small hangar down the road and then leaves the county not sitting with a hangar that can't be used and stuff. So they're got some layouts that they're following and developing, as we kind of speak, and we do have a waiting list for hangar building. We have one right before the project started. We had one spot, which was a very, very small spot, and with the new layout, we'll have an area for an FBO, which is a fixed base operator, which is in other terms a mechanic. So hopefully we can encourage a mechanic to come in and they do annuals and do flight lessons and such like that to bring another business into town. And there is a special spot that they have laid out for that. That's about all I have on the update. I know there's some questions about the lease potentials and such. Like I said, we do have a waiting list. I think a lot of people were waiting to see what type of lots were going to be available. And of course, that's the board's decision to kind of look at protect the ground. And so. Does anybody have any questions with that?
I'm going to go out and take a look.
Today would be, it's
Yeah.
I was surprised. They did bring in another crew to kind of help get caught up with some things. All new equipment as far as lighting, taxiway markings, rotating beacon, windsock, all that's all is all new stuff. It's all, as you know, being funded by the FAA, 95%. And or 90%, and then the state the other 10%. So that's very nice. So we're very lucky. And I know that the commission has been working on this for years. It takes time to get these projects going, and I'm just glad it's going now, and it is exciting. We are looking at trying to have a open house for the public when this is completed, and we just kind of, the other day we were kind of here in October. It was like, oh no, it's so, but we have some groups, 4-H, for example, would like to do a pancake breakfast for us and stuff, and I talked with the Rotary, and we might try to tie this in with the Fall Fest as a fly-in,
Nice.
well, wheels, because they have the car show and stuff, so, so we're trying to get all that done, but yeah, it is exciting, and with the water tower going out, the fair coming on, we're all trying to make, try to get parking for everybody. And with the airport closed, we've opened that up to the rodeo for parking up, which would normally be closed in that area south of the runway. But since it's closed, we might as well use it because the parking by the water tower is not available this year. So.
Right. That was nice of you guys.
Anything else?
I just want to add, I'm the airport liaison for the commission. I am not a pilot, shocking. So they have been very patient with my questions, but RPA has done, Robert Pecha And Lance is the engineer appointed to this project. He's an airport specialist. And they have been phenomenal. This would not happen without a very active airport board. Those guys meet in here, they do their homework, those guys and ladies. And it's a real working board, especially with this project and a new gas terminal to sell gas. There's been a lot going on. So I just want to publicly thank RPA and the airport board and Dwight.
Well, I would echo that with RPA. I was involved with them with the Hartleton reconstruction project a few years ago, and they did a really good job. So when they were selected to do the engineering for this group, I knew we were in good hands. And they are there all the time doing things. And without a good engineering group, you know, they talk a language that is none of it. It's like getting on a school board and trying to it's a whole different language. And so you have to have confidence in those people to kind of help guide you and things. So, and the airport board is, I mean, gosh, they are very active and they think things through. So we're lucky.
And you can
So
only
and I know that they were going to try to be here, and so as people couldn't make it, you know, they got to the bottom of the list,
That is not true.
and I was here. So
And you can only
Okay.
imagine the paperwork with the
yeah,
federal.
it's a lot of fun. It is
grant.
exciting.
Oh my
It
gosh,
is.
yeah.
It's going to be
RPA
a really
does
nice
that.
airport.
So the county could not do that paperwork without RPA.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
You
just
can look at
wanna
other airports that enlarged, like Ennis
Yeah.
and Dillon and Deer Lodge. They're bigger is not always better. It brings other problems.
Right.
So
Right.
we're fortunate to live in Broward County. To
Thank you, Dwight.
keep it. Yeah. Well, have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Any other thoughts on the airport?
Can I walk through this?
Yes,
What we're
please.
doing.
Oh, yeah, please
They
do.
They met, I think it was last month, and discussed in great detail the hangar construction sites, the process for that. So the airport board already approved this, and in talking to them, I thought it should come to the commission for final approval, just so it's in the minutes for the commission, because future commissioners may wonder, how did this happen, and why did the airport board do this? So there were 3 motions made in the airport board meeting, and I'm going to turn those into one. And Angie, because I will give you the exact words after this, because it's going to be a long one, but there's no reason to do 3 motions. I would move to build the hangars from east to west. They could be as large as 50 feet wide, 35 feet deep. They will leave a spot open for hangar use on a first-come, first-served basis and undetermined on size. Also, they will maintain 42-foot wide and 40-foot deep size minimum on the new taxiway, north and south sides, maintaining discretion on a case-by-case basis. I have that printed out, Angie. I will help you.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
And I don't think
gonna
we need
have
to repeat it for anybody's.
I was going to try and.
This is more just to make it official and on the record. That's my motion.
Okay. Isn't there a fancy way in Robert's Rules of Orders of saying?
As stated.
As stated. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Super fancy.
Yep.
All right. We've had a motion and a second, as previously stated. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. There was no way I was going to be able to repeat that.
I had to type it out. Dwight, thank you for everything you do at the airport.
It's fun. It's fun. Well, have a good day.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you, Dwight. Okay, next up, discussion decision, Nicole Brown, Community Development and Planning Director, Darlington Family Transfer Exemption Request, Section 4, Township 2 North, Range 1 East, and
I will
Commissioner
recuse
Swenson.
myself for the next 2.
All right.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Go
Nicole
get us
Brown.
coffee? Is that what you're going to do? Okay. Good morning, Nicole.
Broadwater County Community Development Director, here to present the Darlington Family Transfer. Sorry, let me finish that statement. The Darlington Family Transfer Exemption Request. You should have in front of you a copy of the certificate of survey, the affidavit, and my staff report, which is brief, so I'm going to read that into the record now. This is a staff report for the Darlington Family Transfer. The applicant is Eileen Darlington. Executive summary. The subject property is 28.2 acres in size. The parcel is currently owned by Eileen Darlington, whom is requesting to utilize the family transfer exemption to gift 2 parcels, 1 to each of her children. Tract A1 will transfer to her daughter Cassandra Buska, and Tract B1 will transfer to her son Jeff Darlington. Tract A1 is 9.18 acres, Tract B1 is 10.97 acres, and amended Tract A is 8.05 acres and is a remainder parcel. Montana Code Annotated 763207-1B provides for a division outside of a platted subdivision for the purpose of a single gift or sale in each county to each member of the landowner's immediate family. Since all parcels will be less than 20 acres in size, they are subject to DEQ review and approval. There is an existing home on amended Tract A. Should any additional on-site wastewater treatment systems be constructed on any of the parcels, the owners will be required to seek approval from the Broadwater County Environmental Health Office pending DEQ approval. The owner of the parcel is requesting approval of the use of the family transfer exemption. The property is located off of Price Road in Section 4, Township 2 North, Range 1 East in Broadwater County. There's one existing home site and several barns and outbuildings on the parcel. Lands to the north are agricultural. To the east are U.S. Highway and agricultural. To the south and west are subdivision. DEQ approval must be obtained prior to the installation of any additional on-site wastewater treatment systems and will be recorded with the COS upon approval. The property is located north of Price Road, yet separated from the road by private property owned by Dykema Land Company. 2 access easements are provided for the 3 parcels. Tract A1 will have access via a 60-foot wide private access easement across Dykema Land Company property. The private access easement is being created via this survey, and Dykema Land Company will sign the certificate of survey, allowing this easement to be created and recorded. There's an existing 30-foot wide access easement across Dykema Land Company property for access to Tract B1 in the amended Tract A. There is an existing well on amended Tract A. The provision of water for any future development will be subject to review and approval by the Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, utilizing the exempt well requirements for any residential structures. The proposed division has the potential to have adverse impacts on public health and safety as follows. Number 1, since there is no review by the Three Forks schools, there's no consideration for a school bus turnaround, which could pose a safety hazard for any future students. And number 2, because of the distance to the nearest emergency service facilities, this could prove hazardous to human life and safety. In conclusion, pursuant to 763207-1B MCA, which states, under Title 76, Chapter 2, unless the method of disposition is adopted for the purpose of evading this chapter, divisions made outside of platted subdivisions for the purpose of a single gift or sale in each county to each member of the landowner's immediate family. Broadwater County Subdivision Regulations 9C1B3 identifies an immediate family member as a spouse, child by blood or adoption, and parent of the grantor. And that concludes my staff report.
Thank you. This seems straightforward to me. 3 lots. I look at the affidavit. Everything looks good. I didn't have any questions. Commissioner Arnott, did you have anything?
No, I didn't. I appreciate very much getting the signed affidavit from Dykema Land. That's always kind of a question in our mind, so thank you. But no, I don't have any questions.
And they will sign the COS is what it said, I think, yeah.
Yes, Madam Chair, Dykema Land Company will sign on the COS since they are being encumbered by that easement that will cross their property.
Perfect. I didn't have anything else.
I don't either.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I would move to approve the, the Darlington Family Transfer Exemption request.
I'll second that. There's been a motion and a second to approve the Darlington Family Transfer Exemption request. Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
Motion passes.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, still in the spotlight. Next up, Nicole Brown, Community Development and Planning Director. Discussion decision on Sipes Mortgage Survey Exemption Request. Section 35, Township 9 North, Range 1 West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Here now to present the Sipes request for a mortgage exemption. Mortgage exemptions we don't see much of here, so this may be new to you as commissioners. Just a quick rundown on the mortgage exemption. The mortgage tract, if you will, they are identified as Tract M, as in mortgage, for a reason. They are not separate standalone parcels that can be sold or transferred unless the owner of the property or the mortgage if you will, defaults with the lending institution. And so the purpose of a mortgage survey is essentially to allow any homeowners to work with any lending institution to create a smaller parcel in order for the lending institution to borrow money on. So that is the purpose of a mortgage survey. They are only good for the life of the mortgage. Once the mortgage is satisfied, those lot lines go away. And again, the only time those parcels would be a standalone parcel is if the owner of the home or the borrower defaults on the mortgage. So with that, you should have in front of you the affidavit, the certificate of survey, and the staff report, which again is quite brief, and I will read that into the record now. This is a staff report for a mortgage survey for Bonnie Sipes. The subject property is 159.29 acres in size. The parcel is currently owned by siblings Bonnie Sipes, Gregory Clark, and Brian Clark. The proposed mortgage tract will encompass 2.69 acres and is being requested to facilitate a mortgage for Bonnie Sipes. Montana Code Annotated 763201-1B provides for the creation of a parcel for mortgage, liens, trust indentures, or refinancing purposes. Since the mortgage parcel will be less than 20 acres in size, they are subject to DEQ review and approval. The owner of the parcel is requesting approval of the use of the mortgage survey exemption. The property is located off of Last Cowboy Lane in Section 35, Township 9 North, Range 1 West in Broadwater County. There are 2 existing home sites and several barns and outbuildings on the existing parcel, yet there are no structures on the proposed mortgage parcel. Lands in all directions are agricultural. DEQ approval must be obtained prior to the installation of any individual on-site wastewater treatment systems and will be recorded with the COS upon approval. The property is located east of Full Creek Road, but access is via a private road, Last Cowboy Lane. There are no other easements on the subject property. There are existing wells serving the home sites on the existing parcel. The provision of water for the future development on the proposed mortgage tract will be subject to review and approval by the Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, utilizing the exempt well requirements for any residential structures. The proposed division has the potential to have adverse impacts on public health and safety as follows. Number 1, since there is no review by the Townsend schools, there is no consideration for a school bus turnaround, which could pose a safety hazard for any future students. And number 2, because of the distance to the nearest emergency service facilities, this could prove hazardous to human life and safety. However, it is important to note that additional home sites can be added to this existing parcel without any additional review by the county other than the Environmental Health Office. Mrs. Sipes is only creating the mortgage tract to satisfy the lending institution request. I should also state there is a letter in your packet from the lending institution requesting this mortgage survey. In conclusion, pursuant to MCA 763201-1B, which states, subject to subsection 4, is created to provide security for mortgages, liens, or trust indentures for the purpose of construction improvements to the land being divided or refinancing purposes. Section 763201-4B states, an exemption under 1B applies if the land that is divided is not conveyed to any entity other than the financial or lending institution to which the mortgage, lien, or trust indenture was given, or to a purchaser upon foreclosure of the mortgage, lien, or trust indenture. This MCA clearly states that a mortgage tract is not a tract and will be eliminated once the mortgage, lien, or trust indenture is satisfied. The only time a mortgage tract can become a standalone tract is if the lender defaults to the lending institution and foreclosure is pursued.
I have a question that's not related specifically to the Sipes family, but just in this process, why have DEQ approval on something that isn't going to be used as its own standalone track unless there's a default, I guess, was my question. Like, wouldn't they wait and do DEQ approval later?
Madam Chair, essentially, it's in the event of a
Okay.
default. So no one anticipates defaulting on their mortgage or lien. But in the event that were to occur, then DEQ has already been completed.
Okay. I was just curious, like, if they were doing this in conjunction, DEQ had to approve it at the same time, do the review right away.
Certainly.
And just have it, yeah.
Madam Chair, they usually are reviewing them at the same time as this is occurring.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's my only question. I didn't have any questions on this one either.
No, I did when I first read it, but I educated myself and learned a little bit, so I don't have any at this point.
Okay. I think we've only seen one other one. I've only seen one other one since I've been here, mortgage exemption. So,
Madam Chair, may I also add that signing on the certificate of survey will be all 3 siblings, because I think that's an important thing to make a part of the record, that not just Miss Sipes, her 2 siblings, her 2 brothers will also sign, since they are owners of the property. So anyone that's owning this property will sign on the certificate of survey, even though the mortgage will belong solely to Miss Sipes.
okay. Thank you for that information. I didn't have anything else.
Neither did I.
Okay.
I would move to approve the Sipes mortgage survey exemption request.
I will second that. There's been a motion and a second to approve the Sipes mortgage survey exemption request. Is there any public comment? Oh, Bernadette, come on up.
Bernadette Swenson, Schauber Surveying, SWENSON. I just wanted to clarify with you, Lindsay, also, yes, this will not go to DEQ. DEQ will look at it as the 159 acres. So for them to build, they won't go to DEQ. They'll have to work with the county permit. So I didn't know if that needed to be clarified, but yeah, so it won't go to DEQ.
Okay, okay. Thank you. All right, is there any other public comment? Anything else? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, thank you. Thanks for coming, you guys. Thanks, Bernadette.
Anything else for me before I leave? Perfect. Thank you.
Nothing else. Thank you. All right, consent agenda. Geez, everybody cleared out. Exciting and popular.
This is the fun stuff.
Yeah. Okay. First on the consent agenda, we've got two hospital district board letters of interest. And these are from Vic Sample and Don Langlanay. Commissioners, I'm asking the Broadwater County Commissioners to reappoint me to the Hospital District Board. I've been on the Hospital District Board for 9 years. I'm currently the Board Hospital District President. Thank you for your consideration, Vic Sample. I'm going to do these together, if that's all right. Or do you want to do them separate? Doesn't matter to anybody? Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. Second letters, Commissioners, I'm asking Broadwater County Commissioners to reappoint me to the Hospital District Board. I've been on the Hospital District Board for 8 years and would like to continue to serve on the Hospital District. Thank you for your consideration, Don Langlanay. I know our Hospital District is trying to handle kind of the remnants of the district, and they have to have board members in order to get that done. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
Do we know the terms of both positions?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know the terms, but I know that they probably won't be long because they're trying to kind of shut the hospital district down, since it is, I don't want to say defunct, but it's not, there's not a purpose for it
Right.
anymore after the money the remainder of the money is, goes back to taxpayer interests and land sales happen. So I'm not sure that's too pertinent.
Okay.
We could put our own time limits on it if we wanted to. Debbie, what are your thoughts?
Probably a good idea, just for the record, and I would just do, I know it probably won't be needed, but for 3 years.
3 years.
That's what
Just
the typical.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do both for 3 years. And I think we can approve them together in the same motion.
Okay.
Go ahead. Anyone who has a motion.
Okay. I move to approve the letters of interest for the Hospital District Board for Victor Sample and Don Langlanay
I'll second that motion.
for 3 years.
Oh, sorry.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve the letters of interest from Victor Sample and Don Langlanay for the hospital board for 3-year terms. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Right. Next, we have minutes from the July 16th commission meeting.
I would move to approve the minutes from July 16th, 2025 commission meeting.
I will second that.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve minutes from July 16th, 2025 commission meeting. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, we have a few sets of claims. First one is payroll claims in the amount of $314,627.70.
I move to approve claims in the amount of $314,627.70.
I'll second that.
There's been a motion and a second to approve claims for $314,627.70. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right. Second set of claims is for $13,817.80.
I would move to approve the claims in the amount of $13,817.80.
I second that.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve claims for $13,817.80. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Second black.
Ruining it. Way to go do your own thing. Be different.
I don't know. I forgot it.
Jeez. All right, the next claim is for $20,406.94.
I move to approve the claims in the amount of $20,406.94.
I'll second that.
There's been a motion and a second to approve claims for $20,406.94. Is there any public comment? Any public comment?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Let's just get it down. All right, the next set of claims is for $29,685.84.
I'll move to approve claims in the amount of $29,685.84.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve claims for $29,685.84. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, the last set of claims is for $19,566.88.
I would move to approve the claims in the amount of $19,566.88.
I second that.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve claims for $19,566.88. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, do you have any other thoughts, any comments?
I don't have anything.
Nope.
Okay, I know, I was just gonna say, I know everybody's getting their assessments for taxes in the mail. There's a lot of discussion about that. There's a lot going on. Please look at the taxable value as well as the assessed value. They are significantly different, and those notices come from Department of Revenue. They do not come from the county. We do have a Department of Revenue office in the basement, and if you have any questions, please contact Department of Revenue about those values.
And I was going to mention in public comment on the Department of Revenue website. I can't remember. It was pretty easy to find. I think it said individuals. There's a graph that will show you what everything on that piece of mail you got means, and it's spelled out very clearly.
Yep.
So yeah, I meant to bring that with me.
All right, thank you. All right, is there anything else? All right, we will go ahead and adjourn.